guys, I thought I'd show you a simple way that I try to save money and kind of work through what I already have in the kitchen. I have a small pantry. I have some shelves over here that are packed full. But what I want to show you right now is how I keep track of my freezer, and it's pretty packed. I have two of them. I'll bring you a little closer, and what we have up here is, my camera was going everywhere. Here's how I keep track. I have a freezer in the house, and then I have the garage freezer, and that's what is in each one of them. It makes it a lot easier for me, and as I use something, I try to change. Like, I just pulled out some chicken thighs, so instead of having 2 packages, I now have 1 package. I try to keep track like that. Sometimes it doesn't work, so I have to go through my freezer every once in a while. But this has actually worked very well because it's easy to just wipe something off. See, just wipe it off, and then I can add it back with my pens that I keep right here. And I'm holding my camera. There. I'm writing with the wrong hand. That looks horrible. But that's an easy way for me to keep track of what I need. Right here is my list of the different items that I need. We do not need meat. If you look on my chart over here, we have tons of meat. So I'll be using up the meat that I have in the freezer for probably about 3 weeks, if not more. Or excuse me, 2 weeks, if not more. I might end up needing to buy more hamburger. Usually, I'll have hamburger probably 2 times a week. But simple list right here, eggs, milk, sugar. I don't need much at all. So I'm excited about that. Last week I spent very little money. This week I will spend very little money as well. And right over here, I think last week I spent $30. It was like $30, $35 on groceries. Here is my list that I had for last week in our menu plan, and I'm making my menu plan now. So keep watching, and I'll bring you back, and I'll show you each of these menu plans and how we changed the menu plan for last week just a little bit, and why we did that, and I'll explain that, and I'll show you what we're going to have for this week. Here I am with last week's menu, which the last week's menu actually continues through tomorrow. What I do is I make my menu plan as to what I have in the house. I try to use everything I have, all the leftovers. I always try to use what I have in the refrigerator first. If something's going to go bad, I want to use that up. If I can freeze it, I will. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I had a little bit of Sloppy Joe left over, so I ended up freezing it. There was so little left, it's not enough really for a meal. So I can pull it out when I'm ready to have a pizza, and we'll just use that as a topping. Throw a little bit of Sloppy Joe mix onto the top of a pizza. I like to do that. I do that with celery and tomatoes. If we have tomatoes that are going to go bad, you can freeze those, and you throw them in chili or whatever. So I have a meal right here. This is one of the reasons why we changed our menu the other day. My husband was craving macaroni and cheese, so he made macaroni and cheese. Everything that he put into the pot, we already had at home, so it wasn't a big deal. And actually, we had leftover pork tenderloin and that Sloppy Joe. I had pulled out that Sloppy Joe mix because I wasn't sure if the tenderloin was going to be enough for 3 people. And he threw everything into a mix to make macaroni and cheese, and it came out really good. So we're going to have the rest of the macaroni and cheese tonight with pollock fish, which I had fried up. And I don't like this fish. So that kind of stinks because we have a lot of it. But I'll have macaroni and cheese, and I do have I have bananas and pineapples in the refrigerator. I mix those together, and those are really good. But with my menu, I really do try to stick as close to my menu as I can. And as I did each menu, I kind of checked off. On Friday, we had tacos, and I made sopapillas from my Dining on a Dime cookbook, and they were amazing. They were really good. And then on Saturday, we had leftover chicken with noodles, and we had a little bit of taco salad. So it was just kind of a leftover night. Sunday is when I pulled out that tenderloin, and we had tenderloin, which I still have a ton of it in both freezers, so that's going to last us for quite a while. But I had cut it up into like chops and put I think I used the Brooks ketchup and put it on with that. Oh, and that Frank's hot sauce. If you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty good. It's not hot, it's not spicy, it's just a little bit spicy, which I like that. But anyway, on Sunday we had the tenderloin, carrots, and mashed potatoes. And I hear something. I wonder if my husband's home. Let's see, Monday we were going to have biscuits and gravy with potatoes and eggs. That didn't happen. We ended up needing to go out of town, and we met up with family out there, and we went to a restaurant. So, and it worked out really good too, because family ended up picking up the tab for that, which was really great. But we'll have to pay next time, won't we? On Tuesday, we had, let's see, we were going to have the leftover pork tenderloin, but Rod wanted macaroni and cheese, so he made that up. Now tonight is Wednesday. We're going to have the leftover mac and cheese with the pollock fish, and then I changed my menu around. On Wednesday, today I was going to have hamburgers. Tomorrow we'll have hamburgers, and I'll make buns for that. And then that brings us to Thursday. So I need to make a new menu. My menu is empty, so tomorrow or Friday we will be having chicken, and I'm going to pull out a recipe from my Dining on a Dime cookbook, and I'll try that, and then broccoli and pasta with that. The rest of the menu I'm not sure of, so keep watching, and I'll show you how I use what I have in my freezers, what I have in my pantry, and how I save money. Okay guys, this is my, what I call pantry. It's just, you know, a couple of shelves, but this is where I keep all of my canned goods, stuff like that. And as you can see, I don't really need very much of anything. I try to go through not only my freezer, but also this shelf here to see what I have. And usually chili is one of the things that we have a lot. For some reason this winter, we have not had chili very much. I do still have items from the Amish store that we went to, and if you haven't seen that video, check that out. We had an amazing haul from that store. The peanut butter, we like it. It's very good, but we're really not peanut butter eaters, so that might have been, unfortunately, a loss. And I hope this isn't too dark. It's dark in my kitchen. This corner is always dark. But anyway, I have a bunch of stuff in here, and I try to keep everything organized. And over here, I have a list that these are totally wrong right now. I need to redo this. I don't keep as good a track of my pantry as I do my freezer. And I'm going to show you right here. This is like the baking area. I have tons of different things for baking. These are breadcrumbs, nuts, you name it, it's in there. And then I have extra bottles of whatever. We did need some salad dressing, so I got a couple of those. Brooks ketchup is one of the things that my husband loves, so I don't skimp on that. But yeah, this here is my pantry. Very full, and next week, one of the things I'll do is fix this up. I wish I had a whiteboard. It'd make it a lot easier to have a whiteboard. But anyway, I'm going to show you my menu plan for next week. Let's come on over here. Here's my menu plan, and I made up this nice little book. I had this notebook, so I thought I'd use that. And inside is just a bunch of stuff that I need for cooking or for menu planning. I downloaded some coupons from Kroger, and I wrote those on here. I want to remember that I have my coupons. I don't remember this type of stuff, especially because it's downloaded on that little Kroger card. I'll never remember it. And I'll buy these items when I need them. We use pepperoni a lot. We do have Pepsi a lot. My husband usually likes the small Pepsis, and I'll get those for him. But I write down the expiration date, and I thank Jill Cooper for this idea. I've been reading their e-course on groceries, and this is an excellent idea. So I made this book, and I have my menus in here. I have main courses written out, and I also have the main courses, which book my recipe is in. When it says here, that means the recipe's right here in this book. Blue book is just this little book that I made that has a bunch of recipes in it. Glenna's recipes are recipes that we got from our friend Ed, and these here are old recipes that she used to feed her family with. And then I have just a few recipes of marinades and batters and stuff like that that I like to use. But let's show you this week's menu. I'm going to pull it out of here. Okay, now, all right, I am going to actually put the camera down because I know it bumps around a lot. So let me put it down and I'll bring you right back. It is Friday. And like I said, I do start my menu on Friday. I usually go shopping on Thursdays. So Thursday is when I get my Kroger ad. So I go to Kroger, and I'm thinking about next week starting to go to, there's a little town about a half hour from here that has the Save-A-Lot. And I was thinking about going there and seeing what I can get at Save-A-Lots on Wednesdays. And then if I need to, then I'd go to Kroger here. But I think I'm going to try that because it's a lot cheaper out there. So today we did have the lemon chicken, and it is delicious. My husband isn't home yet, so he hasn't tried it, but I loved it. And it's in my Dining on a Dime cookbook. I had that with pasta and tomato basil salad, really good. So because I did cook that, let me mark that off. I like to make a check mark to say, yeah, I kept on track. If I don't keep on track, I cross it off. Tomorrow we're going to have tortellini. Now, I make my menu plan. My husband has a new job, and we're never really sure when he's going to work or how late he's going to work. Today he was up before 4 o'clock. He was gone, and it's almost 8 o'clock now, and he's still not home. So the menu will change according to that as well. On Saturday he will be home all day, and I'm thinking we're going to have tortellini with meatballs and garlic bread. I need to make the bread because I make homemade bread, and I'll do that, and then we'll have the garlic bread. And meatballs are already made. They're in the freezer. I'll just need to pull those out. And the tortellini is just a bag of tortellini that I've had for quite a few weeks. And Sunday, we are going to go to a home show, and my husband's going to be working. So I planned a crock pot meal, which is perfect. I didn't realize he was going to work on Sunday. We're going to have roast potatoes and carrots in the crock pot. I'll put that on. I've already got the meat out, and it's sitting in my my refrigerator. On Monday, we're going to have the leftover roast, and I'll probably do a beef and noodle type thing. And if we don't have any leftover carrots, then I'll do some other vegetable, probably a canned vegetable because we have a lot of those. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to have Spanish rice and carnitas. The carnitas that I have, they're not officially carnitas. If you don't know what that is, it's a pork meat that I buy at a Mexican store that we have down the street, and it's really good. I made the pork tenderloin. We have a ton of pork tenderloin in the freezer, whether it's the big chunk or a half a chunk. So I ended up making a really good pork tenderloin that tasted like carnitas, and I cooked it in the crock pot. So I'm going to pull that out, and we'll have Spanish rice with the carnitas. And then on Wednesday, I do have hamburgers written down. I might change that, though. We have hamburgers every week, and they're good. I like them. My husband loves hamburgers, and I think he could eat them every day. But I'm kind of getting tired of hamburgers. So hamburgers and twice-baked potatoes is on the list for Wednesday, but I might change that. Thursday, I have leftover night. If we don't have enough leftovers, or if we don't have any leftovers, then I've planned the cheeseburger soup, and I'll do that in the Instapot. And I do have a recipe of that. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. I've written down the items that I needed to buy, and I actually only ended up spending $51 at the store this week, so I'm really excited about that because I don't have to buy meat. I'm going to be baking granola this week, and I needed to use up some items, so I write them down here: sour cream, tomatoes, and carrots. I've already used up the sour cream by baking banana nut bread. And then I have tomatoes. I still have 2 tomatoes left that I need to use up, and then carrots. Those will be used up between the roast. Okay, that is pretty much the way I make my menu plan. And like I said, sometimes it changes, and that's okay. I don't want it to change where I need to go out and shop again. If it changes, I'd like it to change because my husband wanted macaroni and cheese. You know, we had everything here. Or, you know, something came up and we needed to switch Tuesday with Thursday. Not a big deal. So that's the way I make my menu plan. And if you're wondering where I got this really cool menu planner, I got it from livingonadime.com. Definitely check them out. And I'm learning a lot of how to menu plan and save money. It's definitely worth doing. And it's also, I do it to save money, but it makes it easier for me because so many times I have gotten to the point where it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to have for dinner? Nothing's defrosted. And that's kind of frustrating for me. So I like doing this, and I'm going to keep my book. I'm going to add recipes to it, and I'll bring you along a little bit as I do this. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and give me a comment down below. Let me know what your menu plan looks like. Let me know if you have a menu plan. And if you don't, why not? If you do, why? And definitely like my video and subscribe. Definitely subscribe, because I'll be making more videos that I hope will help you out. Thanks.